What's up, everybody, and welcome to my Monday Night Raw review. A lot of things happening on the show tonight. There's good, but then a lot of the show you're gonna see kind of right after is either bad to mediocre, if you want to point out like that. So, looking at this show tonight, first off, we kicked off with a hot start to Monday Night Raw. I will say about this crowd later on tonight also when we go on through this, but I believe they were in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And yeah, you had Cole, Graves, and Coach, which, I guess I should say right now what I've read a little bit tonight. The Coach may be in trouble since he's now, I swear this is getting common out here nowadays, being accused of sexual harassment. They say he did it when he was at ESPN during the time. I believe this took place around 2016. I'm not going to get into full detail about it. You can go, read about it and stuff online. But, they say he did a lot of inappropriate stuff to co-workers and, sexual harassment, text messages, all that type of stuff. So, I don't know. I swear I hear so many stories about these things nowadays. So he may be done on Monday Night Raw after the night, because after reading these details, this is some serious shit in a way. Okay, this does kind of sound serious, but no one has not really commented or said anything since this was actually discovered. I discovered it during the show tonight, so that's when I discovered this whole thing. But like I said, I just discovered it tonight on here. But I don't know what happened to the Coach. Again, I saw him make that bullshit statement about Roman Reigns last week. Very political, super political, really. As we kicked off tonight's show, I just wanted to address that real quick. But we started off, which was probably the best segment of tonight. We had Kurt Angle come out here, and he called out Triple H to face him like a man after the whole sucker punch thing last week, and he wanted payback on him. Stephanie McMahon came out and talked about, says, you got kids, right? And you've been remarried. Let's not get into his whole ex-wife thing with freaking Jeff Jarrett there. So he's paying all that alimony, double pretty much. But as Stephanie McMahon talked about Krangle's achievements, and you got to pay the bills and stuff since you are the Raw general manager if you want to keep your job. We need to be on the same page. Ronda Rousey came out. I'm sure people are gonna get mad because why is she smiling when she's coming out? She should be more pissed than smiling, as she slapped, giving fans high fives all around the ring. People chanted for her name, but she's figuring out the people who employed her are not all the people that they seem to be. But Stephanie says in your contract you do get a match at WrestleMania, but it will not be for a title. And as they want to do a drum roll, Rousey pretty much said you as soon as you said it, because there was supposed to be any active member of the roster. But Triple H came out and said this ain't happening, and told Angle to focus on his job and everything. And as Kurt Angle talked about, Kurt Angle has that Stephanie has an executive contract, and the second contract is pretty much being a WWE superstar, so she will be facing Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania. And then Kurt made out pretty much Triple H saying that, after that whole thing in Survivor Series, and he ever touched him again, he would get payback on him. So, it's good. Well, this has pretty much been predictable. At WrestleMania, it's going to be a tag team match. Triple H, Stephanie McMahon versus Ronda Rousey and Kurt Angle, as the fans pop big for it. Triple H tried to do another sucker punch on him, but Kurt Angle blocked it. Kurt Angle started going at Triple H, then pretty much trying to hit an ankle lock and everything, but Stephanie tried to come in and hit Rousey from behind. By the way, it looks so bad. It was just her trying to to sell when I think about it. It's like, wow, Ronda Rousey really gonna have to sell to Stephanie McMahon, and it just looked it looked really bad here. I'll say that it looked really bad. So it just really did. Pretty much coming in after that, after that whole her trying to act Stephanie Rousey, Stephanie ran into the crowd. Rousey pretty much looked at Triple H. Triple H tried to hit a pedigree on Kurt Angle, but Kurt Angle hit the ankle lock in and pulled him, pretty much had him in tight. Stephanie pulled Triple H out of there, but Rousey pretty much put her in the ring and hit her with a Samoan drop, which the crowd went nuts for it. Which at least Stephanie, I'm surprised they got Stephanie to get comeuppance now, but we have many weeks till WrestleMania, so I'm sure they'll get their heat back probably next week. But at least people were, I think it was surprising that Rousey did get her hands on her this early instead of getting the big payoff at WrestleMania to get her hands on her. So I'm sure we'll see how this goes later on in time. That's for Ronda Rousey on the mic. Yeah, but we'll give it time. You could tell she's nervous, but we'll give it time. This was probably the best segment of the night, and this is where the crowd just kind of loses it after here. Asuka versus Nia Jax, and you got Mickie James and Alexa Bliss. Mickie James I just don't know why she's even heel right now. No one never explained that. Still ridiculous. Listen, the match was good. I'm not mad at that, but I feel like I've seen it's been almost 3 times in a row now. In a way, I feel like the match has been recycled, which was really kind of odd to me right after. Like, Asuka won when she was literally just holding in that whole arm bar and everything, which, was really holding in that pretty much the arm bar to pick up the win for a very long time. People think Nia Jax wasn't probably going to give up, but she tapped out to Asuka. And then I really thought it was odd that they tried to was trying to build sympathy for Nia Jax, because right after, I guess they expected her to get a big round of applause after, as the fans showing respect. Yeah, it was a small clap, but it wasn't that big of a clap. And I know people think it's probably just most likely going to be Asuka versus Bliss at Mania, which I hope that will be 10 seconds. I want the belt off that girl. Or Asuka, they say, is going to choose Charlotte, and then Nia Jax will go against Bliss at Mania. I don't really know who. Just get the belt off Alexa Bliss, please. Just get it off of her. Seriously, this has gone on long enough. But right now, as everyone's saying, it's supposed to be Asuka versus Bliss, but like I said, everybody believes she's going to SmackDown to face Charlotte for the Women's Championship, for the other title, SmackDown Women's title. But we'll find out and see. The Revival went against Sheamus and Cesaro. There was literally no reaction here in this match. If they beat the Bar, they were going to get a title shot at Mania, but no, the Bar beats them. So might as well not brush them off the way. I don't know, they're going to go against the same teams again on Monday Night Raw, or most likely WrestleMania will bring up some team from we may bring up some team from NXT. Some say it'll be the Authors of Pain, maybe Sanity. I see the Authors of Pain because I think they've done everything in NXT they needed to. So I don't really think. I think they may be coming right after NXT Takeover, if they have a match at NXT Takeover, because we're in this Dusty Classic right now. That's supposed to be happening. So moving on from that, Sheamus, the Bar, they got really nobody to face right now. The Revival, still just job these guys. Probably one of the worst segments of the night, which this segment was just so bizarre and odd. I didn't understand what was going on at a point in time. John Cena was here. And it was kind of funny. He says, "I am here on Monday Night Raw to talk about SmackDown," which immediately got boos, which was literally funny for some reason. And he went on about the main event for Fastlane, saying he was going to become the WWE Champion for the 17th time. I have my road to WrestleMania, and he told AJ Styles, "I'm coming for your title, but you've earned it." He's earned an opportunity of beating him, but at WrestleMania, though, because a lot of those guys saying I've robbed them out of this, I guess, main event, but you have a rematch clause. So why don't we have a triple threat match after he wins the title? John Cena versus AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania, which I'm sure fans are really gonna not like that in the begin with if that happens. But dude, I would be really surprised if AJ, or not AJ, but freaking Ziggler or even Cena even win this main event and Mania. I'm sorry, not Mania, at Fastlane. Listen, this whole match has just got too many people in it to begin with for Fastlane. This went from a triple threat to a freaking 6-man. And it made no sense was a fatal 5-way, but I just laughed when they put John Cena in here. But yeah, it's gonna be a 6-man, folks. And now Cena wants a triple threat at WrestleMania, which most likely won't happen, but it's ridiculous. And then Goldust comes out, freaking Goldust, and this just got bizarre. Like, he does this movie quote thing, and he's been robbed of his dream, and he entered the dream, said his dream will start by stopping John Cena. Why are we supposed to fear Goldust now? Was he? I guess he was heel out here too. And he says dreams never have a perfect ending, and they're taken away from him, and everything's gonna turn gray to be evil. And Cena just looked at him weird, as Goldust talked about the Cena's new director for his epic motion picture, and as dreams will be shattered. And where was the dude for a minute? I swear to God, Goldust said, if I beat you tonight, I'm gonna be in the make it a 7-man in WrestleMania. This was odd. This was just, I didn't know where this was supposed to be going. I'm like, freaking Goldust is gonna stop John Cena from getting to WrestleMania? Like, where did this come from? Seriously, I don't know what this segment meant. It didn't make sense. Cena just hit, Cena won regardless, hit the FU, whatever, to beat Goldust, but what the fuck was that? I'm sorry, I don't know where this was going. This is probably one of the most oddest and probably one of the worst things I saw out of the night, was this insane, wherever this thing was going with Goldust and John Cena. Just, I don't know. Goldust was supposed to stop him. Okay. We also had the Symphony Destruction match tonight, as Kurt Angle says that it's a false count anywhere. They announced the next person to the Hall of Fame. Hillbilly Jim. Honestly, I thought Hillbilly Jim was actually already in the Hall of Fame, to be honest. So I didn't know he was in there. And that I actually thought he was in, but I guess now they put him in now. But this Hall of Fame thing is just, I don't know, man. I think I said I already jumped the shark when they put Jeff Jarrett in there. So I think I've already said my piece. I know people already complaining about the Warrior Award because it's not everything the Ultimate Warrior said in to begin with when this award was created. So WWE's pretty much done their own thing with it. But Hillbilly Jim is in. I just thought he was already in there. I know now. Bayley was on her way to the ring as she was here to talk about the whole thing with Sasha. But before she could say anything, Paige came out and, Absolution came out and interrupted her as Paige mocked her, which I forget Paige is even here half the time, and they actually let her talk for once, and that, Bayley, you're not a big girl and everything, you don't need Sasha Banks, or you need her, that was your only friend and stuff. But, and by the way, I guess they was able to cover Paige's hands after her, I believe she got a tattoo that said, talk shit, get bit. And I don't understand Paige. I was about Paige, you got those big tattoos on her hands anyways. Like, you gotta knew some way they was gonna wrap them up, so why would you get it? I don't understand Paige. I forget Paige is even there at the time they actually let her cut a promo. Bayley went against Mandy Rose. Nothing much to say here. Bayley won, so this match was kinda really. But I think most the talk was after the match, as they pretty much Absolution jumped her, even though Paige does nothing. But Absolution jumped her. Sasha came out for the save. Sasha held her hand up. Bayley just looked at her, and I guess Sasha was gonna hug her, but Bayley just blocked her and left the ring. So that was mostly the most interesting part of this whole out of this whole match is where this Sasha and Bailey thing lead up to, or who turns on who goes heel. So we'll see how that goes. What did they do? They played some promo video for the Strangers Pray at Night, which I don't know why they kept adding clips of Taker and Wyatt and Kane and Harper and Rowan in for some reason. Alexa Bliss was talking to Nia Jax as she held on ice on her arm, and Bliss pretty much told her that she knows Jax is disappointed in herself and saw her give up, and that Jax must be embarrassed, and you won't be on the WrestleMania card this year, maybe next year, and that you were bullied and scorned by the other kids because you were bigger than them. And then Nia Jax actually cried. I guess Nia Jax is face now, if we're really supposed to be making her as a sympathetic baby face now. If that's going to happen, it's pretty much Corey Graves even said that, Bliss was rough around the edges, but, her heart's in the right place. Which it wasn't actually, it's a heel promo, but it didn't really sound like a heel promo or anything. I thought Jax was going to attack her right there, but maybe this is just the build-up for Jax to explode. I don't know where this is going. It's like I said earlier, it could either be Bliss versus Nia Jax at WrestleMania for the title, or Asuka will win and beat Bliss for the title. They find some for Nia. Now you want to say triple threat match. That's kind of jumping the shark if I say that. But hey, I wouldn't be surprised if it was a triple threat match, though, if it happens. But I guess they're trying to build this up. It's like I said earlier, whatever Asuka will do or whatever, just get the belt off Bliss. That's pretty much the main thing I'm trying to go on at. Braun Strowman talking about the Symphony and Destruction match and one of these horrible selfie videos, but everybody's been saying he's been making Megadeth references all night. And as we had a lot of instruments in the ring, let me just say, Elias Sampson has talent. Elias was great. Now this part of the segment was just awesome. Playing the piano, coming out on stage, beautiful, loved it. Playing the drums, he has more musical talents than that you could think of. I liked it. This is probably in the show. So I wouldn't say the crowd picked up on this, because the crowd was pretty dead throughout most of the night. But this is something that I like. He played the piano, he played the guitar, he played the drums, and as he was announced, JoJo announced him, but Elias was already running backstage into a car, which he looked in the mirror, which he found out then Strowman was right there. As he ran back into the building, then Strowman was after Elias, which Elias was able to hit Strowman in pretty much in the arm with the guitar then. Pretty much he started bleeding then, and as he kind of went to the back, well, not in the back, but to the stage, back to the stage really, Strowman tried to put Elias through the announce table, which, by the way, Elias Sampson pretty much kept that jacket on he was playing the guitar in. And then Strowman pretty much was able to get Elias. He hit him with the giant bass cello guitar, which he did a few weeks ago. And then he even threw Elias under the piano he was playing, and it was a little small piano, but Strowman played the piano then, and people loved it, and pretty much Strowman took the piano and covered Elias to knock the piano on him and says, "I told you I'd get you." And it looked like it was dangerous when he threw the piano under, but I think he was okay when he put on over Elias. And pretty much he knocked the piano away and pinned him, and pretty much there was EMTs after this Symphony of Destruction match. But a lot of people said it was Megadeth references. I liked it, okay? It was good. It was really good. It was funny. Elias has talent through playing multiple musical instruments, playing a piano and a piano, a guitar, and a drums. Loved it. Next was Bray Wyatt versus Rhino. Not much to say here. Bray Wyatt won. But I think the biggest talk throughout all this was Wyatt called out Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy said, yes, this great war is not over, and we must do this battlefield here at the Hardy compound. And yes, fans popped for it. And yes, they showed the battlefield, which we've seen before, the final deletion and total non-stop deletion, deleter decay. So it will be back on the Hardy compound finally. which will probably be at WrestleMania. It's best they do this. Honestly, I want this whole feud with Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy, and it's been horrible, okay? Nobody's really cared about this, and all they've really done with Matt Hardy is just laugh and laugh and laugh. Bray Wyatt, I just don't care at this point about him. Come on, after what happened at Elimination Chamber there with the beach balls, and none of those guys were over with the beach ball, and the Mexican wave was over. Listen, they're finally getting the compound. We're going there. We're doing the pre-tapes, of course. Will it be the same? I don't know. And I know we've gone through this. People have gone through this argument before with Hardy. Of course, I don't know if he'll get all the full creative direction, but he better get it the full creative direction if we're doing this. We know Billy Corgan is not there. Jeremy Borash, they took Jeremy Borash, so I think Jeremy Borash down there in NXT though. So I just still find it surprising they took JB from TNA, but we're getting some type. I'm not saying it's the final deletion, but it'll look like the final deletion. This will lead up into WrestleMania. We'll probably get all of this whole at the Hardy compound thing at WrestleMania. So we'll most likely see the boat, Senor Benjamin, of course, Jeff if he's cleared to go, Rebby maybe play piano, King Maxilla, Scott. I said Scott at the boat, Vanguard 1. Is any other person I'm forgetting? Maybe the Scribe. All those guys at Matt Hardy's house. So I don't know. This will probably only one of the only things we'll get here. Like, come on, because we saw a lot of it in TNA. Okay, we saw Final Deletion and Deleter Decay and the Great War and Total Nonstop Deletion, which all those were really fun. Because I've said before, this Woken thing is not good. And I say one about TNA. They did this whole broken gimmick better over there, but they'll finally get it because this feud, I just want it to end and we can move on from this, because at least the payoff will most likely be at WrestleMania for Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt, but this thing needs to move on after this and get Matt a different opponent, because Bray Wyatt, I feel every feud they put with Bray Wyatt now, it just turns out horribly for some reason. From the Randy Orton one after a while in the Mania, Finn Balor, which glad we didn't really see the end of that, because that would have turned out horrible. Seps made no sense, and now we move on to this. It's just getting bad, and you see fans are just really disinterested in this whole Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt. But when they heard the whole the compound be announced, they did pop for it tonight in Milwaukee. But yeah, you're getting it. Will it be the same? I don't know, but like I said, this feud needs to hurry up and end after all this. But I've said my little piece on that. We also had Miz talk about the third annual Mizzies as he pretty much buried the Oscars and how they were better, and that giving out awards for like Seth Rollins and his performance, who's have a best of patting himself on the back for Seth Rollins and his performance at the Elimination Chamber in the Gauntlet match. Kurt Angle and his bastard child Jason Jordan, Finn Balor bragging about being over the first Universal Champion, which they keep saying Miz is 55 days away of being the longest reigning kind of champion of all time. I don't know how he won it like about a month or two ago, so I don't know where they're still making this up. Makes no sense. They talked about the worst decision and the worst general manager being Kurt Angle and stuff. And he wants to Miz wanted to give himself a lifetime achievement. And until Seth and Finn stopped them, and Miz said, Nia, you don't deserve a title shot. Balor, you were the champion, Universal champion one day. What have you done since? Nothing. Alright, you've done nothing. He says, all you do is talk about how over you are to everybody. This ain't Japan and everything. It's the WWE. To be over, you need to do more than put up this. And he said, it's not even yours. And that was a really hard shot. Especially when you look at Bullet Club and others. But yeah, Miz really laid into Kurt Angle, and he says, how about this? You two challenge all three of us right now, which they agreed to. Which not much to say from here. Seth and Finn won. Finn was gonna hit the curb stop. Finn was gonna hit the coup de grace, but Rollins hit the curb stop. Which once again, the champion is pinned. What is this? I should say the third week in a row or second week in a row. Last week got pinned 2 times. And like, you think Dallas or Axel would get pinned just to protect the Miz in a way, but no, the champion gets pinned here, clean, by the way. And then Kurt Angle pretty much came out, made a triple threat. Saw it coming. Not much to say. It was going to be a triple threat match regardless, but they need to get the belt off Miz too, because he's not doing enough for this title. Great talker, but he's not doing nothing else for it. Paul Heyman came out by himself. No Brock, which Brock won't be here till next week, as they're still trying to get this feud over, and I guess into some type of shoot, or you can go however you want to call this. They brought Paul out. Paul talked about Brock and how he's the Universal Champion, and how Lesnar, he brought title reign, and that he must, he would defend, he successfully defended his title at WrestleMania and SummerSlam, whether he chooses to, or he'll lay the UFC title down next. And he talked about, Reigns. Only 2 men defeat The Undertaker at WrestleMania. It's just, Reigns and Lesnar. And that they want to see Taker wrestle only once a year. And he says that statement would be bullshit. Which he actually said bullshit on TV, but they blocked it out. He says The Undertaker is 365 days a year. But then Lesnar is 365 days a year also. And that Reigns doesn't, you saying all this stuff and everything, but you could seek, he says, after WrestleMania, you can seek a new title, and you can get that Wild Samoans reference after WrestleMania, because the title belongs to Lesnar. And Heyman talked about the belt then, and he said, Reigns, you called Lesnar a bitch last week, and he held the title. He said, this is Brock Lesnar's bitch, he says, and you cannot have her as in the championship. And then Heyman talks about Reigns' bloodline and pointing at the title. This is not a strap. This is not a prop. This is you, he says. This is that everything you are. Like, the title is him. And how bad Reigns wants this title, and that the title wants him. And you have to sacrifice everything to be the champion. And, he said, if you get a call and says something happens to his father, like his dad, the title's got to be defended. You got to come into Raw. Because Reigns needs the title. He loves the title. He lusts for this title, he says. And Brock will be here in Detroit next week. And he says, you don't want to shoot on the mic with me, and you don't want to shoot in the ring with Paul. Not Paul. Brock. Reigns came out then and pretty much told Heyman, this is what I've been saying to all y'all. And that pretty much Brock is a bitch, and that he is not here. And he said he was right about what he said, and he says Brock really is a bitch, isn't he? And the fans aren't asking him much, but he says, you tell Brock to be here next week, not for a promo segment, but be ready for a fight. Listen, Paul, Paul's great on the mic. No complaints about Paul and Heyman. He did what he could to get this match over, even though I felt the crowd, once again, this crowd was very dead tonight in Milwaukee. He did what he could to get the title over and get this match over, of course, to make this title feel like the biggest thing in the world. And he just tried to make it like, Reigns was just, he just needed this belt. He just needed it. But like I said before, the crowd was just not really kind of into this whole promo. You saw them kind of sitting on their hands throughout most of this, but they were trying to promote this as much as they could, in a way. So yeah, like I said, the segment is whatever, but we know this is just to get Roman over at the end of the day, make him like the biggest thing in the world. So yeah. As for Monday Night Raw tonight itself, the Rousey and Kurt Angle, Triple H, Stephanie segment is probably one of the biggest things of the night. I love the Elias and Strowman thing, mostly because of Elias playing all the instruments. Everything else just kind of was whatever. Cena versus Goldust was just, I didn't know what to say about that. I just like, where is this going? Literally, like Goldust was going to stop John Cena going to WrestleMania. I thought he was about to be added to the match of Fastlane this Sunday. But I just thought the funniest when Cena says, "I am here on Monday Night Raw to talk about SmackDown." So yeah, but other stuff, yeah, Hardy finally get the Hardy compound or whatever type of final deletion thing. I already have my little part to say on that. Miz, just triple threat match, whatever, WrestleMania. Oscar versus Nia Jax, kind of seen it too many times, and I'm sure Jax will turn on her, which then again, the Jackson Bliss thing don't make no sense. They're friends 1 minute, they're enemies next. They're friends 1 minute, they're enemies next. Are they friends or are they enemies? I don't know. It doesn't make no sense. Mickey James there still makes no sense. That's still a why? Yeah, why? So yeah, that's my Raw review tonight. But it looked like they were trying to get better, so maybe the third hour when Elias and them come on. But after that first segment, that's when the show just kind of started to lose its luster and kind of hitting the fan a little. And this crowd for Milwaukee just really got dead throughout the night, like literally dead. Did not care through a lot of this stuff or did not really chant or cheer anything. They were just, it's like you couldn't hear a pin drop. Especially when I saw that tag team match with the Bar and the Revival, freaking dead. Nobody really cared. But yeah, I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later. Peace out. Check out my reviews for any show that's on, live reactions, anything. But yeah, this is my Monday Night Raw review, and I will see you guys later. Peace out.